All right, you want to get to our picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So here are our picks from the week. This segment, every single week, is going to be brought to you by our good friends over at Home Field Apparel. Use the code Ruffino Joe for 15% off.
Oh, I ordered 2 shirts today, by the way. Let's see if you can guess really quick what brands what schools I ordered gear for.
All right, let me think
2
about
shirts.
this. Let me think about this.
This is so easy to guess.
Notre Dame.
No, I didn't order any Notre Dame stuff because they're sending. We're getting I'm getting a Notre Dame shirt already when we
Let me think.
Set up with them.
Are they in the FCS?
One of them's FCS. One of them is Big Ten.
Idaho.
Yes.
All right, that's one. I got one.
You can guess this Big Ten one. I know you can. Come on, man. You know this.
Hold on. Let me think.
I won't give any hints.
Rutgers.
Yep, I ordered a Rutgers shirt.
See, I know you better than I know you better than you think.
I'm predictable. Let's go.
You're very predictable. All right, here are our picks for the week. So here are the 8 games if you're on audio and you can't see this. Notre Dame and Duke, Texas and Kansas, LSU, Ole Miss, Oregon State, Utah, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky and Florida, Colorado and USC, and Texas A&M and Arkansas. Joe, we talked about Notre Dame. We talked about LSU, Ole Miss, Oregon State, and Utah. We agree on all of those other than I'm going with Oregon State and you're going with Utah there. Texas and Kansas, we talked about that one as well. Yeah. We're both leaning Texas pretty heavy here, correct?
Yeah, leaning Texas, but I really do think that Kansas is going to cover. I'm actually really, really shocked by how many Texas fans think that game is going to be a blowout. I was really entertained. There was actually one comment that was really funny that somebody was like, what Texas fans or something like that think that this game is going to be close? And then the comment right before it was like, this game is going to be really close. I'm a Texas fan. But yeah, I think that it's going to be, I think it's going to be like a 7-point game, not 17.
We will see that one. I do think that Kansas can cover, but look, Joe, Texas has a lot of dudes. Let's see if Kansas is ready for it. Here's an interesting one. The Max Johnson regime continues in Aggie land, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. We're both going TAMU here. I like Max. I think Max can play a little bit.
Yeah, after the Miami loss, they've regained their footing. It sucks that Weigman's out, but Max Johnson's always been a guy who steps in. And look, we were just talking about his eligibility, and I didn't realize he was that young. But this is probably his last year at Texas A&M. He's now got an opportunity to prove himself, and I think that him and Petrino could click a little bit. I don't think Arkansas is very good. I know that last week was close, but I don't think they're very good.
Arkansas's desperate, man. And last year, you remember last year's game when KJ fumbled at the 1-yard line and Texas A&M? This is one of Texas A&M's wins. Arkansas does not. This game's in Arlington too. Look. Arkansas does not win this game historically. They just don't. No. I mean, the worst Texas A&M team, they still lost to it. By the way, they couldn't beat them when they won 9 games. Well, they did beat them that year. But I don't know, man. I think A&M. Yeah, I think A&M's going to be a little too much for them. That's how I see that one too. Colorado USC.
Yeah. It was fun while it lasted.
It was fun while it lasted. You don't give Deion any chance here whatsoever.
Well, okay, so this is one thing that I've heard on a couple shows this week that I really think is a really good point. This only really happens if you're Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama when they're good. Those teams will always get an opponent's best performance. Colorado's roster is not built like those top 5 teams. And every single week, teams are pissed off. They're going to come in here trying to prove a point, and they're going to give their best. I mean, we saw it against Colorado State. We saw it kind of against – actually, no, we didn't see that for Nebraska. But Oregon absolutely did that. I would not be surprised if this is not a similar
outcome. I wouldn't be surprised either if it's an outright blowout. And USC's coming off a bye week, right? Like, oh no, they're not. They played Arizona.
No,
State.
coming off
That's my
Arizona
fault.
State.
That's my fault. Yeah,
but they played really sloppy, so you think that they're not going to show
I
up.
watched that game too. I don't know what I'm talking about because Drew Pine got hit really bad. They had an interception. Yeah. That game was a little closer than Caleb Williams did not have a good game either. Not in the first 3 quarters, at least. All right, we're both going. Look, I just want DeLeone to win. I want the chaos to come back and the casuals to leave. After the first loss, I think the casuals go away. So
I will say this. I am rooting for Colorado because if Colorado wins, then we can stop talking about Taylor Swift and we can go back to talking about Deion Sanders in Colorado.
What's worse, Taylor Swift convo with Kelsey or
without a doubt
the Kevin James thing on Twitter?
The Kevin James thing is hilarious. The Taylor Swift thing sucks. I can't. I'm so over it. I was over it before it even started. I don't need to hear any more about it.
Hey man, they're in love.
Okay, cool. I don't care. It's all everyone is talking about.
I know
not football.
Yeah, it's gotten a little chaotic, that's to say the least. Here's an interesting one. I can't believe that you did it. Now, I tweeted you about this game last night, and I was just kind of semi-joking, but semi-not. Kentucky and Florida. I can't believe you, because you hate Graham Mertz so much. I cannot believe that you took Florida over Kentucky.
Yeah, but bias doesn't sway my opinion. That's what a very big misconception is from new listeners, current listeners. I will make decisions based on who I think the better team is. And look, Kentucky has been extremely overrated. Sure, they're 4-0, but they have just very lightly beat everyone that they've played. I was impressed by Florida against Tennessee. I think that version of Florida shows up.
Here's the interesting thing about this. Florida's style of play is literally what Kentucky wants you to do. It's how Mark Stoops' defenses are built. They want you to run the ball, make it be a grudge match. They don't like the high-flying stuff. That being said, I just don't think they're any good. I mean, I saw teams this year, wasn't it Eastern Kentucky or somebody? Like, it was really close.
Really close. And Eastern Kentucky's not good this year. They're not even ranked in the FCS poll.
So, look, man, when you struggle with FCS teams, now it would have been different if they would have blown them out in the second half, but they didn't. They didn't. So
28-17.
I'm gonna lean. I do feel bad for Devin Leary. Can really make a name for himself in this game, though. He's kind of been. He's kind of been meh. You know how girls send you the meh text when you're dating? They don't send it to you when you're married. They just tell you what they think. So one good thing.
I didn't know that.
But
give me Florida.
All right, give me Florida too. South Carolina and Tennessee. I'm going Tennessee. You're going South Carolina. I don't think that Cocktober's not here yet, man.
It's almost Cocktober. I can feel it. I can feel the resurrection of Cocktober and the continued exposure of Tennessee.
Oh my God!
Give me the Cocks. I'm a big cock guy.
Pause.
You can't say pause when I'm doing it deliberately.
I don't get it with you. I don't get it with all that crap that you talked about South Carolina, and now you're just taking them to win.
1 month out of the year, I am the biggest South Carolina fan in the country. And it's a day away from Cocktober, so I'm in on the Cocks. And then as soon as the month ends, I'm back out again.
What's worse than Taylor Swift?
Cocktober?
You and Cocktober.
I don't care. I love Cocktober. It is the best month out of the year.
Oh, Lord. Tennessee. Look, Leggett is out. I think is how you say his last. Leggett is out. I think Tennessee's about to start rolling a little.